Must watch. How a woman reacts when she realizes you've lost interest, modern Stoic. A woman chases a man who doesn't need her, for in his indifference, she finds the mystery of something she might lose. Have you ever found yourself pouring energy, effort, and attention into a woman, only for her to pull away or seem uninterested? It's frustrating, right? You think that being consistent, persistent, and making her feel special will win her heart. But instead, she becomes distant, almost as if she's entertaining other options. It doesn't make sense, and it feels unfair, but then something shifts. You stop trying, not as a tactic, but because you genuinely lose interest. Your focus moves elsewhere, and suddenly, she's the one initiating contact. She wants to know why you've pulled away, why you've become distant, and she starts seeking your attention again. Welcome to Man of Substance, where we break down the complexities of relationships and life, guiding you to navigate them with confidence. Today, we're diving into one of the greatest paradoxes of dating. Why do women start chasing after you when you lose interest? This isn't some random behavior. It's rooted in human nature and psychology. Attraction is not simply about effort. If it were, every nice guy who always showed up would be overwhelmed with options. But that's not how attraction works. Women don't chase what's always available. They chase what sparks curiosity, what is uncertain, what feels like it could be lost. When you're constantly attentive, she knows she has you. But once you pull away, it triggers something deep within her mind. Did I misread this? Is he more valuable than I thought? This uncertainty forces her to reassess your value in her life. However, this only works when your detachment is genuine. If you're pretending to lose interest but secretly still caring, she will feel it. Women can detect when a man is faking his indifference. The real power lies in the natural shift of your focus. When her presence, or lack of presence, no longer affects you, that's when the tables turn. She starts chasing, not because you're playing some game, but because you've become the kind of man she doesn't want to lose. In this video, we'll break down why this dynamic happens, the psychological triggers behind it, and how you can position yourself to be a man who attracts women without ever needing to chase. Before we dive in, I want to invite you to join a community I've created on Podia, where I provide no-nonsense, step-by-step advice on relationships and building confidence. The first 20 people who join will receive an exclusive discount, so make sure to grab your spot, click the link in the description. And if you know someone who could benefit from this, don't hesitate to share it. Let's jump right in. One, the ego shock effect. When it comes to attraction, women crave certainty. They want to know exactly where they stand, especially when they feel in control. A woman who believes a man is invested in her, constantly texting first, always available, and providing validation without effort, feels confident in her position. She thinks she has him figured out, and there's no mystery, no reason to question anything. But what happens when that certainty suddenly vanishes? The good morning texts stop. The double texts become a distant memory. Conversations shrink from long, engaging exchanges to one-word replies. The validation that once flowed effortlessly dries up, and with it, the ego shock effect kicks in. Suddenly, she's unsure. She thought she had you locked in, but now she's faced with doubt, and doubt is the very thing that makes her chase. Women are accustomed to being pursued. From a young age, they receive attention from men, both in real life and online. This attention is a constant in their world. So, when a man openly expresses his feelings, she doesn't obsess over him. She already knows he's interested. There's no tension, no excitement, no reason for her to wonder. But when that attention fades, things change. The moment you pull back, she starts second-guessing herself. Did I misread his interest? Is he losing feelings? Has he found someone else? This uncertainty unsettles her. It triggers her ego because she was once confident in your attraction, and now there's a gap that needs filling. Here's where most men make a mistake. They believe that by constantly reassuring a woman of their interest, they're keeping her engaged. But they're doing the opposite. In doing so, they strip away the very thing that keeps attraction alive: uncertainty. Predictability is boring. The moment she knows she has you, she takes your attention for granted, no longer feeling the need to chase. When you create that doubt, you're not playing games. You're shifting the dynamic in a way that reignites her interest. You stop seeking constant validation. You stop over-explaining yourself. You give her space to wonder and start questioning her hold on you. And when that happens, she will naturally put in the effort to regain the attention she once had. This isn't manipulation, it's human nature. We all value what we can't easily attain. As the saying goes, the more certain something is, the less valuable it becomes. In love and attraction, uncertainty adds value, and it's in that uncertainty where women feel the urge to chase. So next time, don't be afraid to pull back. Don't chase validation. Allow her to wonder whether she still has your attention. It's this shift, this subtle change in dynamics that keeps attraction burning bright. Remember, certainty kills curiosity. Keep her wondering and you'll keep her interested. 2. Chasing signals. When you start chasing a woman, you immediately send a message, intentionally or not, that you have no other options and need her validation to feel good about yourself. This dynamic shifts her perception of you, causing her attraction to plummet. Women are naturally drawn to men who appear desirable to others. This is known as pre-selection, a psychological principle that states if others, especially other women, find you valuable, she is more likely to as well. When something is in high demand, its value increases. But when something is easily available, it tends to be undervalued. So, when you begin chasing, you inadvertently signal that she is the only woman you're interested in. Instead of presenting yourself as a high-value man whom other women might compete for, you appear desperate and needy. And let's face it, desperation is an instant turn-off. Now, let's put this concept into a real-world example. Imagine 2 restaurants. One has a long wait list, with people eagerly waiting outside for a table. The other is completely empty, with no wait at all. Which one seems more appealing? Most people would opt for the restaurant with the long wait list because its popularity suggests it's valuable. Women think in much the same way when it comes to men. If you're constantly chasing, texting multiple times and proving your worth, she's likely to assume that no other women are interested in you. On the other hand, when you're the type of man who doesn't chase, one who is secure and confident, she starts wondering, why isn't he trying harder? Does he have better options? This curiosity draws her in, making you more attractive. High-value men don't chase, they attract. They focus on their goals, their lifestyles, and their own personal growth. They exude a sense of independence and confidence that naturally draws women in, because they don't act like they need anyone. When you embody this mindset, you become the kind of man who commands attention, and women will start pursuing you, not because you manipulated them, but because you've become the type of man they genuinely desire to be with. The key takeaway here is simple. The moment you start chasing, you lower your value in her eyes. To get a woman to chase you, stop treating her like your only chance at love. Instead, build a life that makes you inherently desirable. Remember, women are always drawn to the man that other women want. This is the core of the modern Stoic approach to relationships: confidence, self-sufficiency, and an unwavering focus on personal growth. So, stop chasing. If you find this valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Comment to remember. I am a high-value man. 3. Women value what they work for. Many men mistakenly believe that by showering a woman with constant attention, compliments, and gifts, they will increase her appreciation and affection. In reality, the opposite is often true. The more easily a woman receives a man's attention, the less likely she is to truly value it. Women, like all humans, tend to become attached to the things that require effort and investment. This is not merely a relationship phenomenon, but a core aspect of human psychology. What we work for, we value. If a woman can obtain your time and energy with little to no effort, it diminishes its value in her eyes. She does not feel emotionally invested because there is no challenge, no sense of accomplishment. Think about it. Men who overgive, constantly chase, or make themselves overly available often find themselves ignored or even disrespected. Why? Because they make it too easy. There is no thrill of the chase, no excitement of the unknown. Women are wired to seek meaning, and when that meaning is handed to them without struggle, it loses its significance. A woman who feels she doesn't have to work to win your attention will soon take it for granted. On the flip side, when a man is selective with his time and doesn't constantly pour his energy into pleasing her, something remarkable happens. The woman starts to value him more. The attention becomes rare, and as with anything rare, it becomes precious. To illustrate this, consider the scenario of acquiring something valuable. Imagine you are gifted a brand new luxury car without any effort on your part. It may initially excite you, but over time, the novelty wears off, and you begin to take it for granted. Now, imagine working for years to save up for that same car. Every hour of overtime, every sacrifice made to afford it, adds layers of meaning to the car's value. The second scenario would evoke far more appreciation because you earned it. This same principle of valuing effort applies to attraction. If a woman knows she can have your attention whenever she desires without having to invest any effort, she won't view your presence as significant. But if she feels she has to earn your time and energy by demonstrating interest, making an effort, and investing in you, then your attention becomes something she not only respects, but desires more. Consider a situation where a woman is being pursued by two men. One man constantly showers her with compliments, texts first, and makes it clear he'll do anything to win her over. The other man, however, is different. He's focused on his life, is not easily impressed, and subtly makes her feel that she must prove herself to him. Even though neither man is playing a game, the second man is naturally more attractive to her because his attention feels exclusive. This creates an emotional dynamic where she feels motivated to work for his interest, and in doing so, she begins to value him more deeply. The key takeaway here is simple. Stop trying to win a woman's affection by giving her everything up front. Let her work for it. When a woman must invest her energy to earn your time, she won't take you for granted. Instead, she will begin to chase you. To put it into words as powerful as those of a famous philosopher, what is difficult, we admire. What is easy, we dismiss. So, allow her to earn your attention and watch how your relationship evolves into something much more meaningful. If you agree with my point of view, please comment. I attract respect by valuing my time. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. 4. Women hate losing power. Women enjoy feeling in control when it comes to relationships. Not in an obvious way, but in a way where they know they have influence over a man's emotions. If she can make you react, if she can pull you in and push you away at will, she feels secure in her position. But the moment that control slips, when she realizes she no longer has a grip on you, she starts chasing. Here's the problem. Too many men give away their power without even realizing it. They put women on pedestals, overinvest emotionally, and react to every little breadcrumb she throws at them. And what does this do? It makes her comfortable. She doesn't have to work for your attention because she knows she already has it. There's no mystery, no challenge, no reason for her to chase. Men need to wake up and realize that attraction isn't built on desperation. If you're constantly seeking her validation, constantly proving yourself, and constantly waiting on her approval, you've already lost the game. A woman will never value a man she can easily control. Think about it. Who do women admire the most? The men who have standards, who set boundaries, who don't let their emotions get tossed around like a toy. These men don't react to every mood swing. They don't get desperate when she pulls away. And they don't make her the center of their world. And because of that, these are the men who keep women intrigued. The moment you stop letting her dictate your emotions, the power dynamic shifts. She starts wondering why you're not reacting like other men. She starts questioning why you're not giving her the attention she's used to. And that's when the chase begins, because now she feels like she's losing you. 5. Men who move on become more attractive. When a man moves on and focuses on his own growth, something incredible happens. He becomes more attractive to women. There's a powerful shift that occurs when you stop chasing, stop waiting, and start living for yourself. In that moment, you're no longer the guy who will always be there, just waiting for her attention. Instead, you become the man who could slip away, someone she might lose forever, and that makes all the difference. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a clear sense of purpose, a vision for their own lives, and a drive to pursue their goals. This focus on self-improvement makes you far more intriguing because, unlike other men, you're not relying on her for validation. You're not desperate for her approval. That confidence, whether she acknowledges it or not, is magnetic. However, when a man lingers in the past, endlessly hoping for a woman's attention, it's immediately felt. Even without a word being spoken, his energy communicates his emotional attachment. When a woman senses that a man is emotionally stuck, she perceives him as an option, and options don't create desire. In her mind, there's no urgency for her to chase him, but the moment a man truly moves on, something shifts in her psychology. She starts asking herself, how did he get over me so fast? Does he not care anymore? Has he found someone else? This reaction isn't born out of sudden love or affection. It's driven by the fact that she feels his absence. And when a woman realizes she's no longer the center of a man's world, it challenges her sense of influence over him, something women don't like to lose. A perfect example of this dynamic happens with breakups. A man might initially be devastated after a breakup, desperately trying to win her back, sending texts, or even pleading for another chance. But instead of drawing her closer, this behavior only pushes her away. She sees a man emotionally dependent on her, and that makes him less desirable. But when this man eventually stops reaching out, redirects his focus, and works on himself, perhaps hitting the gym, building his business, or reconnecting with his passions, everything changes. He's no longer the broken man seeking her validation. He's a man on a mission. And this is when things begin to shift. Out of the blue, she might send him a text. Hey, how have you been? It's not the silence that prompted her to reach out. It's the transformation in his energy. He moved on. He no longer centered his life around her, and that shift made her question everything. The lesson is clear. Women are not drawn to men who are emotionally stuck in the past. They are attracted to those who have better things to do than to sit around waiting for them. The moment you focus on yourself, that energy will be noticed. You become the man who has a mission, and that makes all the difference in how she sees you. Women crave the challenge of a man who is secure in his own purpose, not one who is constantly chasing after them. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 6. Emotional withdrawal triggers her chase. When a man begins emotionally withdrawing, it triggers a series of profound shifts in a woman's mind and behavior. Women are incredibly sensitive to emotional changes, and the moment a man's energy toward her begins to fade, she can feel it on a deeper level. At first, she may not think much of it. Maybe you're just busy or going through something. But as your responses grow less frequent, your attention dwindles, and the emotional connection that once felt so secure starts to fade. Her mind begins to race. She wonders, did I do something wrong? Or has something changed between us? The uncertainty creeps in, and that's when things start to shift. For a woman, knowing she has your full attention is reassuring. It's validation that she's desirable, important, and in control. When you were emotionally invested, she didn't need to question your commitment. It was there, guaranteed. But when that attention starts to wane, the certainty she once had is gone. And with that loss of certainty, a new, often unexpected, dynamic begins to unfold. As her confidence in the connection wavers, she begins to chase. She looks for ways to reassert control, to regain the attention that once felt effortless. It's an emotional trigger that most men don't anticipate. As Mark Twain wisely put it, when you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain. However, many men make the mistake of doing the opposite when they sense a woman pulling away. They panic, thinking they need to work harder to win her back. They send longer texts, try to reassure her of their feelings, and push for validation. This only backfires. Instead of reigniting attraction, it gives her even more power. She feels comfortable in the knowledge that she can still control the dynamic, and this lessens the urgency to act. No woman chases when she knows you're not going anywhere, says relationship expert James Bauer. The key is understanding that emotional withdrawal isn't about playing games or manipulating anyone. It's about shifting your focus from constant seeking of validation to valuing your own emotional energy. As you become the man who no longer overextends himself for someone who isn't equally invested, she begins to notice. This shift creates a powerful space where the roles are reversed. Now, it's her who wants to regain your attention. A woman will feel that loss of control when you begin to detach emotionally, and that's when her mind starts to overthink. She'll replay past conversations, question why your energy has changed, and actively seek ways to recapture your focus. She may even start making more effort, reaching out and trying to reignite the spark. In essence, emotional withdrawal creates a space that she's compelled to close. And that's when she starts chasing. So, when you find yourself in this situation, remember this. Emotional withdrawal doesn't signal weakness or disinterest. It's a sign of strength. It's about knowing your worth and understanding that true emotional connection comes from mutual investment. The moment you stop chasing, you might just find that she starts running toward you. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a woman start chasing you after you lost interest? Drop your experiences in the comments and I'll be reading and responding. I want us to build a community here where men sharpen each other. So let's keep the conversation going. Now here's something I want to leave you with. Your value isn't based on how much a woman wants you. It's based on who you are as a man. The moment you fully embrace that, women will never be the ones deciding if they want you. You'll be the one deciding if they're even worth your time. If you're looking to take a deeper dive into these concepts, join my Podia community. The link is in the description. It's packed with powerful insights to help you master your masculinity in today's dating world. Stay strong, stay focused, and protect your power. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.